just as Madeleine of Sweden fled her country because of the humiliation it meant for her when the national press reported her fiancé's adultery on the front page, and the craziest rumors suggest that Charlene of Monaco tried to do the same before her royal wedding. Estefania de Monaco also had to flee the public eye for a good season after the Daniel Ducret affair. Except that what happened to the Princess of Monaco was far worse than anything that happened to the daughter of the kings of Sweden. In the case of Estefania de Monaco, there were no televised confessions from the lover in question, but rather pages and pages of very explicit photos of her husband having sex in a pool with a stripper. Images that appeared on the covers and interiors of all European socialite magazines in the summer of 1996 and forced Estefania de Monaco to begin divorce proceedings 15 days after the first image was published. This is the story of how Stephanie de Monaco was the most humiliated princess on the planet and why she had to give up her husband on a whim, like her sister Caroline before she gave up Philippe Junot. Daniel Ducret, Rainier's son-in-law, whom he never wanted. Of all the insults and rudeness that Rainier III of Monaco tolerated the youngest of his children, her relationship with his bodyguard was his biggest headache. The princess, whom everyone in Europe knew by the nickname Rebel, fell madly in love with Daniel Ducret at the age of 28 and began campaigning on his behalf for her father to accept him into the family. That Rainier III willingly accepted his son Albert's, aka fishmonger, aka pet store clerk, former bodyguard as his son-in-law was complicated. It never actually happened. But by insisting on their affair and kissing him in public and in private since 1990, the princess got her way, and on July 1, 1995, the couple walked across the altar, with an official portrait of her father. But Ducret was always a character too dubious for the court of Monaco, and he was hard to please even the biggest fans of royal and commoner stories. He was divorced from his previous wife, went through 2 complaints and trials for manhandling and for having a simultaneous secret affair between the princess and his official girlfriend Martine Balvouvier, by whom he became pregnant at virtually the same time that he impregnated Stephanie de Monaco, played out not in their favor. 14 months later, the marriage broke up because of a sex scandal unlike any other in Monaco or beyond. The chronology of events was as follows: a former bodyguard turned family man and car racer meets a young woman saddened by the fact that she broke up with her boyfriend at a motorsport prize held in July in Belgium, the Philly Houtman. Although nothing happens between them at this time, it is obvious that there is chemistry and they decide to test it in August 1996 in a villa in Villefranche-sur-Mer, next to a swimming pool, and in front of the cameras of 2 Belgian paparazzi. The day Stephanie Monaco became a publicly humiliated woman. The pictures become the cover of all the pink, and not so pink, European magazines. In Spain they are published by Interview, but there is no European country that is free from seeing the hottest images of Estefania de Monaco's unfaithful husband. Italian Eva Tremola devotes up to 40 pages to Estefania's cuckoldry, other publications up to 80, the images are even sold on video to have a full row. Before reaching the newsstands of half of Europe, news of the impending avalanche reaches Rainier III by phone, Monaco's headquarters in Rome, warning him of the existence of the images and their contents a day before they go on sale. Another anonymous call warns Daniel Ducret of what is about to happen, and he decides to confess his infidelity to Estefania before she finds out by other means. The man who was allowed to pose with the Monaco royal family in their official portrait that summer after years of waiting at an exclusive Red Cross ball, has just decided his fate and the public humiliation of his wife. Rainier III decides that his daughter will settle back into the official Grimaldi residence and calls on Daniel Ducret to leave the principality. The possibility is even considered that the ruler of Monaco will use Article 3 of the principality's constitution, which gives him the power to force the princess to divorce. This would not be necessary, as after the publication of the exclusive, Estefania was more than ready to say goodbye to her marriage and divorce, which will begin on September 16.